Hi everybody, this is the Dog. I'm back. Another edition of Weber on Sports Express here on FingerLakes1.com. Kind of nice to get a few rain showers, wasn't it? Hope it continues. And by the way, hello to all the farmers coming to town. Farm Day starts on Tuesday, runs through Thursday out at the Rodman Lot Farm. We wish them the best here from FingerLakes1.com. I was visiting my buddy, the Meow brother, Scott Trickler, the owner of Lizards, who's a sponsor of the Dog and Paulie podcast. And he was reminding me of a bowling story that I had all forgotten about. Years ago at Finger Lakes Bowl, I used to be a member of the Monday Night League. Wasn't much of a bowler. When I broke 500, I broke out the champagne. But we used to participate, obviously, in a league competition, and we would play the Meow brothers, led by Scott Trickler and Billy T and the rest of them, and the legendary David G, etc. And Scott reminded me that he was bringing a sub in that night, a particular Monday night. And he said his name was Kurt Jones, who lives in Seneca Falls. Kurt, I hope you're checking this show out. Kurt's a nice guy. Now, 775 Joneses in the telephone book, and he picked a Kurt. And I asked Scott what his handicap was, and he said about $1.70 a game. I'm very good with math. That's 510 if you're keeping track at home for a 3-game series. 10 or 15 pins either way, doesn't bother me. What does Kurt Jones bowl that night? A classic night, 758. I didn't stutter. Kurt Jones, the bagger of all baggers, threw a 758 against us. So, if Kurt's listening and watching this morning, you are the ultimate bagger when it comes to bowling. Enjoy your day. I just wanted to remind you on Weber on Sports Express that I have never forgotten. By the way, isn't it great about Tiger? Fires Steve Williams, wants a change. Steve Williams gets a full-time gig with Adam Scott. And ever since Adam Scott went to that belly putter, lights out. Wins the World Golf Championship in Akron, Ohio this past weekend with 17 under. Phenomenal. So, as Tiger cries and as Tiger laments about his game up and down like a yo-yo, Stevie Williams, the caddy that used to work for Tiger for 12 years, is cashing a big caddy check, probably $150,000 this morning. How's your day going? And Adam Scott looks like he's going to play phenomenal the rest of the year, and he seems like he's got control of his game 100%. I think it's kind of funny that all the TV coverage that was devoted, and I promised you was going to happen with CBS, they showed Tiger on top of Tiger all weekend. What really cracked you up is on Friday's coverage, they showed you Thursday's Tiger action. On Saturday's CBS's coverage, they showed you Thursday and Friday's coverage of Tiger shots. And on Sunday, you know where I'm going with this, they showed Tiger shots on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning, because he went off early because he wasn't in the hunt. So as Tiger tries to figure out his golf game, he's just an average player, but the networks will continue to show 100% Tiger. It, to me, a little bit ridiculous and absurd. Let's go to baseball, folks. How about you Pirate fans? You were bragging about 2 weeks ago, leading your division by a game and a half. Hello? Out of the last 12, you are 1-11. That 1 is for a win. The 11 are for losses. Now you're out 10. From 1.5 up a couple weeks ago to 10 out today as I broadcast this show. Talk about gagging the good old Pittsburgh Bucks. And how about the Yankees-Red Sox series this past weekend? The Red Sox beat up on Mariano to score the winning run in the 10th inning to nip them on Sunday night. The Red Sox win that series 2-1. And you know something? I did not realize that the Yankees, who I predicted will not make the big dance to the World Series because of inconsistent pitching. You got to give credit to CC Sabathia, no doubt about it. But one thing he's had is he's had no luck against Boston. I think he's 0-3 with an ERA of about 6 against the Red Sox. Pitching the other night in that huge loss on Saturday, Crawford, left-hand hitter, got 4 hits off CC Sabathia. Ellsbury, a left-handed hitter, got 3 hits. What's up with Sabathia? Can't tame the Red Sox, and if he can't pitch against Boston better than what he's shown this year, they got 0 chance of making it to the big dance. That, of course, the World Series. Well, I have to laugh about SU coach Doug Marrone. I do pick on Syracuse a lot on this show because I think the media coverage is over the top. Doug Marrone wants us to embrace, to wrap our arms around the athletes that come to the Syracuse location to play sports, let alone his sport called football. But when they get in trouble with the law, which seems to happen every other day down there, he doesn't want the media, like myself or other fans, to engage questions about why they're getting in all this trouble. My recommendation would be that Doug Marrone may need some better background checks. He may want to hire an FBI former agent to work on some background with some of these kids, because certainly Syracuse has an issue with some of their athletes, and it's becoming more and more profound as time goes on. Well, we had a chance to play in the Cash Bonanza on Sunday at the Seneca Falls Country Club, and yes, the Fab Four won it again. Jake Petrucci, Tony Vatter, John Panucci, and Kenny, I'm a chiropractor pageant. There's been 72 tournaments at the Seneca Falls Country Club, where Jimmy Senecropi, who owns this place, is a member, and I believe they have won 71. Those guys have got more sand in their pants than you can imagine. What I would recommend you do, if you're ever playing at Seneca Falls in a tournament and you see their names on the board, get in your car, do 75 miles an hour out of the parking lot. You got zero chance. They have made so much money in the pro shop with credits with Bob Fuller, the IRS is going to be paying each of them a visit. So when you see Panucci, Vatter, Jigs Petrucci, and Kenny Pageant on the street, call them the Big Four baggers. And you tell them you checked it out on Weber on Sports Express. Well, speaking of the Cash Bonanza, I had a chance to play with a nice young man yesterday, a guy named Steve Henry. For some reason, he's a friend of Brad Jones. We're investigating that. But this guy's got game. He has got big game. He kills the golf ball, and he's a pleasure to play with. I don't know how Brad ever got him as a friend, but Steve Henry, this goes out to you. You played fabulous yesterday. Even though our team won nothing, we really were impressed with the way you hit the ball. Brad Jones hit drives about 60 yards, 80 yards, did nothing for a scramble opportunity, but you got to give Brad credit. He did make a lot of putts. And, of course, John King did his normal, I'm a gamer John King, and he helped out when he could. By the way, I would be remiss if I did not tell you our persons of the week this week are the two involved with the Seneca Falls Cash Bonanza. And that, of course, is head pro Bob Fuller and his staff, and Carol Ganzon, who, by the way, was a classmate of the dog in 1963. Her and her team did a fabulous job with registration, prizes, distribution of all kinds of stuff. She did a magnificent job. So my persons of the week are the two people and their teams that led a phenomenal, successful Cash Bonanza at the Seneca Falls Country Club. Bob Fuller, the head pro, and Carol Ganzon are my persons of the week. Well, we had our initial Dog and Paulie podcast last week, episode 1. Episode 2 will be done on Tuesday, which is tomorrow when I'm broadcasting the show on a Monday. We'll be here broadcasting the show. It'll be up on fingerlakes1.com early Tuesday afternoon. It's always a slice, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you had a great weekend. Again, welcome to all the farmers that may be checking out the show, Empire Farm Days, Tuesday through Thursday this week. Take care, everybody. That's a look at sports my way.